ShopDog is supervising, of course. I am working on the Impala, which I did drive over here because the Bent 69 will be over there hopefully tomorrow. We'll find out. Got the Impala up, and yeah, she's a driver. You know, I know there's some bends or some tweaks. The important part is I'm about halfway through getting the fans in, and oh, let me bend down. You can see just how much space we're taking up. And look at all that clearance. Might as well be a mile. I could almost drive a semi through there. The important part is, I think that will actually cool this down pretty well. I've got to do some wiring, you know, rebuild the harness that used to go through this shroud. So of course I had to cut everything because the shroud right there, hopefully I can use on another project one day. And then these are the fans that we call the jet engines. I used to have these on this car back when it was a parade car. And it's also why I have a huge alternator. Because at idle, those fans when they're running is over 50 amps. And it sounded like a jet engine, which is why we call it that. But, yeah, I'm hopefully gonna get the Impala put back together today. Okay. Courtesy of some zip ties and a little bit of work, we've got the wiring coming around. I had to loop some off to waste a little. Got her coming around through the convolute, going up. She's grounded and she's hooked back up to my 3 relays up there, which will give me my preferred performance. I do like to have both fans in low speed and then have them go into high speed like your typical GM3 relay setup. And I do that whenever I can. Let me bring the car down. All right, she's back down. And then this one's, I don't know where one of my relays is. So I just borrowed one from my box for now. And I did finally change that over to the black one. And I've got a nice little throttle return spring. So, yeah, I think it's time to throw a battery in her and see if everything still works. It's been quite some time. But now you can see I've got plenty of room to actually get in there and service it. I'm not going to be able to put that cover on here that they included with the kit, but that's fine. I wasn't too worked up over it. Okay, I've played with the programming on the fans, and high speed and low speed worked. So I've got those reprogrammed back. You can see that's, so I just went through and changed their on-off temperatures so that I could feel them. Fans were blowing the correct direction, blowing lots of velocity. So I'm pretty happy there. Car started right up. I don't know if this is going to bite me in the butt at some point, but we just left that capped off because we're not engaging it. The worst that could happen is it doesn't work that way too well, and I wind up having to buy another one at some point. But I need somewhere for that belt to ride. Other than that, I'm going to let her warm up a little bit and then shut her down, let her temperature cycle. As you can see, there's snow, although I'm doing a pretty good job of keeping up on the pad. We'll see how long that lasts. So this is probably the end of today's very short Impala video. Even though I've been out here for hours, you know, it never looks like much is getting done on this kind of stuff. A lot of goofing around trying to figure out where to put those fans. But that gives me lots and lots and lots of room. I'm very happy. I'll be able to change belts without having to cut any ties, because there's room to get a ratchet in there. So this will work pretty good. I don't see any leaks outside of the fact that I'm losing all my PAG oil out of the AC compressor, but you know, if it's sacrificial, it is what it is. So there, sitting in the Impala. In fact, let me come out and get the sound. Oh, it's a little chilly out of here. Yeah, she's I always forget how good this car sounds. But I think for a driver, this ain't too shabby. So, and then that's an older Dakota Dash for anybody that actually hasn't seen the Impala, which is an SS427 car. Used to have a 400 in it. This is the 427 that was in it, but now it's a 489 from when we rebuilt it, Brodix heads. I actually have everything that came off this motor. It's all up under there. So, I mean, I could put it back, but I don't ever see me doing that. The kids could decide if they had to someday, but I don't think I will. And yeah, this car is looking pretty fun again. Of course, now it's winter, time to go fishing.